Hello Geminis, welcome to your July 2025 relationships readings. I'm going to start by looking back at June when we connected. Angels were talking about asking you to communicate better, to actually make sure you were voicing your needs, your wants with partners, with friends, families, whoever you needed to communicate with. Then we'll look ahead at July using a couple decks and the charms. So timestamp below if you want to skip the process and just go right into your messages for the month. But we're going to look back at June and your relationships and how Gemini navigated. How did you make it through your June? And I'll shift if, they're falling off camera a little bit. Okay, and now we'll get July. So, what should Gemini focus on now with their relationships and their connections for the month? Bit of a continuation. It's nice to approach these as kind of check-ins instead of just one-offs and see how the story is unfolding, see how you are journeying down your soul path. Okay, let's get additional clarifying cards. I'm having a bit of time shuffling with this group. I sat down to read Pisces, Libra, Aquarius, and yourselves, and I was having a little bit of shuffling struggles in each of your readings. Okay, let's see what they want to discard. See where we want to start here, I guess. Just letting the charms fall. And then I'll kind of tune in as I fix them all up. And I'll also discard any that I feel they just kind of moved out of the way so they could reach other charms. So let's see. Interesting. We have a decision to be made at a standstill, but luck associated with it. Courage and bravery, maybe about a trip or some kind of distance. Strength, courage, bravery. Distance and a gift or news. Maybe news coming from afar, from a connection from afar. You've got some caution here about going too slow with something. And then a kind of a wish come true transformation here. Oh, we've got double transformation. I wonder if it's their story, your story kind of thing. And we got two of my kind of lazy, slothy charms here as well. What is going on with you all? Geminis. Some of you guys are transforming. Some of you guys, your partners are transforming. Or you're both going through a transformation. I don't know why I did this. I don't know if you guys are growing, like both growing as individuals, and then as such your paths are splitting off here. I don't know. Let's see how the reading unfolds here. Let's start with June. So looking back, as I said in the intro, in June, communicating better in your relationships was sort of a main theme. You know, making sure you're voicing what you need, what you want in your relationships. All of them, you know, any type of relationship, just making sure you're communicating clearly and there's a balance, right? There's no one person kind of owning all the decisions and the authority. I don't see you talking. That's really why I'm kind of pausing here and haven't gotten into the cards yet. No, none of them. No. I don't know why I want to lay you down. Because I feel like this is like a white robe or a blanket. I don't know if this was the group that was sick, ill. I don't know. I can't remember the monthly, not the relationship readings, but the monthly readings. I know there's a group that were kind of under the weather or dealing with a prolonged kind of issue that has them kind of bedridden or at home or in. Yeah, I keep wanting, as you can see, they keep wanting me to push it this way. So, you know, unfortunately, I think maybe there's a group of you that, you know, in June, that was your June. It was just focused on sort of rest and recovery. Maybe that's why I'm still seeing the sloth and the kitty here resting. Maybe some of you are still resting in recovery or bedridden as part of your sort of care plan, I guess I should say, care process. I can see you did a lot of thinking. I don't think you, like you said, you weren't voicing anything, but you did a lot of thinking about what you want to voice. So maybe you were getting ready for this month, for July, to kind of release it. You know, you're kind of getting prepared here. You're winding up. You're getting all your thoughts and kind of getting everything collected and kind of all the energies pulled into you so that you can kind of release and manifest. There's a lot of kind of planning here, looking at things closely, thinking things through, just a lot of thought. Maybe you did put some notes down to paper here, kind of feeling like a pen as sort of you look at things and then you kind of write it down or take note. It could have been a month of really just spending time reminiscing even as well, right? Just looking back on relationships and kind of thinking through everything. Okay. I think July, I'm going to start up here with this decision, standstill, good luck. I feel like the decision here that you make in July as it relates to a connection, a relationship, or a relationship you have with something, right? It could be you deciding to cut something out, right? A relationship with food, a relationship with an addiction, right? Could be a decision to quit smoking, or I'm gonna have a dry July, right? I feel like maybe this was something you put off, but whatever decision you make here, it's a turn in your favor, right? The pulley turns in your favor. Actually, now that I do that, they're reminding me it is a pulley. So if you don't make this decision, you're going to be stuck at your standstill, right? If you don't make the decision to have a dry July, you're not going to have the gains, or you're not going to reach the goal that maybe your dry July is connected to. Like I have a wedding coming up. So, you know, if I was to do a dry July, it would probably be connected to me just knowing that I'll probably drink, you know, more than 3 or 4 at the wedding. So, you know, I'll feel better, you know, no hangover, that kind of thing. Oops. Because I made a positive decision in July. Usually when they fall out of my hand, there's a meaning, but that one I definitely pushed out of my hand. So let me just pick that up. Okay. So if you have the courage, the willpower, right? Mostly it's willpower. Luck will turn in your favor here. There's a turn of fate here. Good luck, good favor. Reward, right? Reward from the angels, from our soul energies for making a positive decision here for ourselves. Beat of the drum. I always like the sort of the beat of our soul energy, right? The beat of your own drum. You're setting off in your own direction. You're in full control here. So we have that decision, right? This decision is definitely for self in terms of relationships reading. This is a decision that will benefit you if you're willing to make it, if you have the courage to make it, which is why you have the luck turns in your favor here, right? Otherwise, you're at a standstill. You know, the seasons keep passing and nothing changes. Or you can decide to head down a more positive route, which look where it's taking you, to the world, to celebration. But you got to make this decision. You know, if you don't make this decision, there's no triumph. There's no reward. There's no celebration. Because you won't be there because you didn't make the decision. How can you join this if you didn't choose to beat your own drum here, improve your story, head down a different path, make a change, make a better change for self here. So your relationship with yourself, there's something you're doing here to your either your mindset, so your mental health, or your physical health, that you know you can change. And when you do that, it's for all the better here, right? Let's just come down. So we have courage, strength, bravery in these charms here. Sorry, I just realized my camera wasn't focused for you. You know, this is swimming upstream as well, so it's not an easy path to take, especially if it's related to this decision up here. It's not going to be an easy thing. If I keep with my example, it's not an easy thing to have a dry month if you enjoy socializing with a drink, especially in months that are nicer and more known for people to get out and socialize. And obviously in warmer months, it's more enticing to have a refreshment. But if you're willing, right, if you have the willpower and the strength and the courage to do it, there's this beautiful gift or news from the distance. This could also mean significant change, because it's a distance, which would mean pretty profound, noticeable. Or you're going to need to have courage and bravery and strength when you receive some news from a distance here. It could be a distant contact. Maybe you're hearing from someone you weren't expecting to hear from. So sometimes we need the courage, right? We get shocked. Our system gets shocked. And I think that's what I'm feeling, right? That text out of the blue, and you're just kind of like, what? So there's either some incoming news, or it's connected to the above, which is if you do have the courage and the willpower, then you have sort of this beautiful gift after a pretty long period of not making this decision for yourself. So there's healing. So maybe that's the shock value here. When you receive this news, it'll be kind of shocking to the system, but it'll be a healing message. So it's not an ex trying to get back into your life. It would be more like an ex sending you an apology to say, I've recently did counseling and I realized this is what I did in our relationship, and I just wanted to reach out and apologize to you for what it's worth kind of thing, right? It's not a, hey, can I be back in your life? But I'm going to apologize for all the hurt I caused you. So there is healing, obviously healing for self, for those coming back here to the connection. We have luck, we have green luck, we have green healing, or it's a healing message here. So just kind of have the courage to be willing to open that text message, open that email when you see who it's from, and receive. So your soul's looking at you here. So that's why I'm trying to get the camera to focus on the eye. So you can look eye to eye here with your soul. I feel like it's asking me, or I guess rather asking you guys, Geminis, like, why would you let all this time pass? Why would you let all these seasons pass, right? The standstill that we saw here. And you're not really fulfilled here. It looks like the cup's running over, but it's more of the sort of the tears here from your soul. Like, why would you withhold healing from yourself? Why would you not want to help yourself feel better? So why wouldn't you open that email and receive the apology? There's like this lack of kindness to yourself that I'm feeling out of this card, and your soul is staring at you, asking you why. Why aren't you kinder to yourself? Why don't you allow yourself to receive healing from others? You know, in July, I don't know if Gemini has been closed off here. Again, you were kind of laying in your bed. So if you're not ill, maybe you've just been kind of disconnected, depressed, you know, not really being authentic and honest, because that's what I feel here. Maybe that's why they really wanted you to have the courage, the confidence, the bravery, the strength, you know, all the strong emotions are here to heal, to receive and to heal. Okay, we'll come across here to this wish transformation. So we have a falling star, you know, a wish that can be delivered to you, which will cause transformation. Most wishes do. There's a reason for a wish to come true, right? A wish for change. But then there's this message of stop doing. Here's the history of you doing this, and it's the reason why you're kind of slow, laying around, maybe feeling ill. There's a history here. Again, a lot of this is a relationship with yourself here, Gemini, relationship with your body. There's heat as well with the fireman, heat and smoke. I know in this, in the opening, I was saying dry July. I think I said give up smoking. So maybe this is a push for a few Geminis watching the reading. It's your addiction. It's your craving. It could be a craving as well, because it's a history of. So it's something you keep falling back on. It's something you have a history with. If this is a relationship, it could be a hot, cold, on and off relationship, right? A history of. And it's what's holding you back. It's what drains you of your energy. It's what makes you not feel so good. So if your wish is to transform, to feel better, to have energy, for this relationship to not be on and off, hot and cold, the wish coming true will be a transformation. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to transform? Now the fox is cunning, right? Smart, intelligent, strategic, like, you know, they know how to figure out how to get in and out and around things, right? I'm trying to see if this is their energy or your energy. I'm feeling this is more you, like you are an intelligent individual. You know you can get out of this, right? This habit, this behavior, this relationship. You know, you're smart enough to do it. You're sort of, I'm getting that message, like you're smarter than that. You're smarter than to give into this. You know, like, be the fox here. Also, we always use the term like foxy, right? When we're feeling good or someone's looking good. So if that's your wish, right? Your dream come true is to feel good, look good. Because a lot of this has been self-esteem, etc. Then you need to break free of this bad behavior, bad choice that is keeping you sort of lethargic here, keeping you drained, keeping you from going anywhere. You're just hanging in place. So they're mostly drawing me into the fact that you're walking away from the volcano, walking away from something heated. So, you know, like I said, it could be the not smoking, not vaping, right? Anything that, it could be for me, it's a specific drink that's hot that I'm, you know, it's my craving, right? That probably, you know, it took me a while because I absolutely loved the hot drink, but it used to make my stomach extremely upset. So I would have it, like hot wings, right? People who love hot wings, they enjoy the moment, and then they know a few hours later or the next morning they're not going to be enjoying it so much. So again, right, it slows your body down because you're in the restroom longer, you're not feeling great, your stomach's sore, right? So sort of that call back here to that negative or poor choice, or this is that blow up, superheated, on again, off again, temper tantrum kind of relationship here, and you are just walking away from it. Like, walk away from it. That's the strongest message I can give you here from this card. Walk away from it towards this beautiful wish come true transformation. Okay. So up here we have transformation. I'm just seeing what they want to agree. I think it's going to be these two and then those three. So it's interesting because it's like, I know the cat's laying, but I feel like the kitty cat here is reaching out to the paintbrush, the palettes, to be, you know, creative, playful, joyous. Like pretty much the opposite of what I see here, kind of laying down. Although he's kind of laying down like he's a content little, my belly is full, right? I'm fully satisfied. So this is manifestation, creation. So you have be smart, be strategic, and now we're getting, you know, be playful, be creative, manifest. You're kind of in control here. You know, the angels are really kind of pushing that. A lot of this is in your boat here. Usually I see how the angels are helping you, but you have to make the decision to change, turn your luck around. You need to be willing to receive, to heal. You need to be willing, again, to kind of walk away for a wish fulfillment, for a positive, again, a complete transformation. So a change in luck, good news, healing, positive transformation. But it's all in your power. You're the one in control here. You're the one manifesting. You're the one painting this. You're the one... I wonder what decision that brought you to this standstill moment where you have to make another decision. Like, I don't know where in your life you made this decision, but the reason I'm bringing it up is if your angels are saying you are now in control of your soul path, you're at an interesting fork in the road in that you can control, you can actually decide what's going to happen after I walk through door 1, door 2. Like, what is behind door 1? What is behind door 2? Like, you're the one controlling that right now. Quite interesting. And then we have the transformation again, which is also connected to a reoccurring commitment, a negative situation that you keep walking into or you're keeping yourself in. But there's a sense of searching. You know, you're still searching for more. Or you're still expecting more out of this commitment, but it is what it is. You know, if you are in a relationship, this person's not going to change, and neither is the dynamic of your relationship. Your relationship is pretty much established. So if you're looking for more, or if you're expecting them to change or be different or act different, ain't gonna happen. This transformation is not possible in this scenario. The transformation happens if the dog decides, I'm going to stop searching and I'm just going to walk away. So now we got 2 walk away messages here. And it's in your power. Everything's in your control here. July is a month of manifestation for you in terms of your relationships. So we have the hunter. Well, I mean, that's you searching, right? The dash hound there, the dog, looking for, trying to change, trying to I guess kind of keep, right? What does the hunter do? They place on the wall, right? They're kind of captive here. So again, I'm kind of going back to are you expecting to change someone, or are you expecting someone in your relationship to change their dynamic? It's not. It's already established. It is what it is. So if you are seeking something, or if you are lacking, you are going to have to go back out on the hunt, right? Something has to change here. Like I said, you're at that fork in the road. You have to make the decision, and you can either take control, like they keep pushing you in every single card here. Take control in July, make this decision, or, you know, when we connect in August, predestined fate may be making that decision for you, right? Destiny can only wait so long for free will. Our souls can only wait for so long for free will, for us to willingly head down a path. So it looks like you're gonna have the decision made for you if you don't make the decision here. Okay. So some of you need to make a decision about breaking a habit. Some need to walk away from a relationship that you know is not working, not going anywhere. That person's not going to change no matter what you do, nor is the dynamics of the relationship going to change no matter what you do. So change is required for health. And like I said, your soul energy, your angels, they keep questioning why. Why have you not made this decision yet, Gemini? You have to make this decision, or heads up, incoming, decisions are going to be made for you. So up to you. So let's connect next month in August and see what's happened.